Hey, guys, there's something I have to show you. Something huge happened. We got a huge upgrade, and I can't wait to show you. So I've been on this journey for a while to create the best, most impactful content at a budget that's obtainable for most entrepreneurs getting into the market. Those who want to create content, especially coaches and consultants, and those who want to use their brain power, their superpower, to change the world, to make a difference in people's lives. We've gotten a huge boost of new people to the channel, so I want to take an opportunity here to say hello and welcome. I'm Molly from Visibility Hacking Studios, and we help small businesses and coaches, consultants, visionary entrepreneurs change the world with their superpower by getting more attention to their mission, their message, and their movement. And we use content in a variety of different ways to achieve that goal. And today, we've gotten an upgrade. So welcome to those of you who are new. Welcome back to those of you who are returning. Let's just roll the intro and get into it. We're talking about cameras today. We got a huge upgrade. I know I've been saying that a lot, so let's actually talk about what has happened. So I've been on this journey for the last few years to connect with as many coaches and entrepreneurs as I can. And I've been using so many different types of cameras. I got into this world long ago as a photographer. And so I've had my fair share of DSLRs laying around. And a few years back, I upgraded from just a regular photo taking camera to a DSLR that also allowed me to take videos. And that's the camera that we're talking on right now. I've been using this camera. It's my Canon EOS 80D. I've been using this for a few years and I absolutely love it. But I've been having conversations with people on the channel that you might recognize, like our friend John Dargy from Web Meeting Pro and our friend Junaid Ahmed from Home Studio Mastery. And well, I've realized that, it's time to get an upgrade. P.S. Right now we're talking on my phone. So the first upgrade we made about a few months back is to upgrade to our first mirrorless camera. Now these are cameras that are incredible for video. They keep video and live streaming in mind, and they are the better option than a camera that was designed first to take still photos. I've always been a believer in that. That's when we upgraded to the M200, also a Canon. It's like one of those point and shoot cameras. It can fit in your pocket. It's great for traveling, but the downside to it is that it didn't allow for an external microphone. And you guys know, if you've been here before, I love my Britney Spears moment microphone, and I also like to have other external microphones connected. And this camera just didn't allow me to do that, and I wasn't satisfied with the quality of the onboard microphone. So it's a great camera, but it's not going to be used the way that I really wanted it. I wanted something that I could use mobile, but also use in the studio that was great quality. And that brings us to what just happened, or what's happening right now, I should say. I just got the box. It's this let me grab it for you. So you guys know that I love the color black. So of course I'm going to swoon over a black box. Well, we upgraded. Yeah, the surprise is out. We upgraded to the Canon EOS R7. We opened the lovely black box, and this is what we found inside. I love this camera. I'm still getting to know it. I'm still practicing, and I'm still getting everything set up correctly because this camera allows us to do so much more. But before we get to that, I have a question for you guys because it's time for our question of the day. I want to know, what cameras are you using? Whether you're using your phone, which is totally great because we're talking on my phone right now, or you are hooked up with some other type of photographic equipment or videography equipment. Let me know down in the comments. I'm curious what you guys are using. And of course, if you have questions about what you should be or could be using, definitely drop those questions down below, and we'll make sure that we pass them over to Mr. John Dargy and get you guys an answer that works. So of all the cameras in the world, why did I choose the Canon EOS R7 as our upgrade? Well, let's talk about it. First and foremost, I love Canons. I wanted something that was more easily compatible with the lenses I already have. Yes, I know I do need to purchase an adapter, but it's a more simplified process in my eyes to just be able to use the same equipment. And that's a lot of money that I have invested in my lens collection. So that was important to me as well. I love Canons overall. I am almost a brand loyalist. It has to do, if you want to get super techie about it has to do with the CMOS sensor and how the sensor on the camera captures skin tones versus other brands and other sensors might be more attuned to picking up greens and blues and are better for, say, landscape photography. That's just a personal issue, but we can talk about that if you want. Let me know down in the comments. As I mentioned before, I also wanted to make sure that the camera that we purchased was mirrorless because my experience with the M200, I absolutely loved the mirrorless video quality. There was definitely a much richer feel to the video, even at that lowest price point of the M200. The R7 is on the completely other end of the spectrum when it comes to price points. So we will compare those in a moment. Also, as I mentioned, I love this camera because it also has an external microphone input. This allows me to hook up my Rode Wireless Go's and be able to have much more control over the quality of my sound. Yes, I know. One of the next upgrades is probably going to be to get an external audio device or audio recorder because I would eventually like to limit the processing use, or I would like to limit the audio needing to go through the camera for processing because, again, I want to use my devices for what they are best at, not trying to get devices that do everything, even though we know that that's exactly what our phones do. And that's a great place to start. But we're going to branch out. We're going to see. All right, another big important reason why I chose this camera is that it has a clean HDMI out. We know I love live streaming. I love using, and specifically I wanted to use this camera for live streaming. So a clean HDMI out was vital. That means that the video that's coming out of the camera that's going into my studio to be sent out for our live streams is without all of that text and information that comes from the screen of your camera. Those of you who are using DSLRs and mirrorless cameras for your webcams, you know exactly what I'm talking about. I'd love to hear the headaches and the cameras that you've purchased that just didn't work out. I've got my fair share. Let me know yours in the comments. One thing that I was absolutely blown away by with this camera that I didn't even know about, of course, I briefly saw it in the specs on the camera, but I didn't really pay attention. It wasn't something I was looking for, but I'm wowed by it. We're going to try it out. Is the fact that this camera has dual SD slots, which means I can put 2 SD cards. One of the reasons I wanted this camera, as I mentioned, is for traveling. I want to have a kind of like a portable kit for filming for when I travel. And, well, this is going to allow me to capture so much more content without having to have all these extra SD cards everywhere. So that is exciting. I'll definitely give you an update on how that works out as we go and we travel with this camera. But those are things that I love about this camera. If you use the R7, let us know, what do you love about it? What are the settings that you love? I haven't yet dove into those, but if you're interested, we can create a new video about that as well, because that is definitely something that you have to adjust. If you want really good quality video coming for your live streams, there are adjustments that you will need to make. A simple adjustment you can make to get the best tips, tricks, and strategies for your content is to hit the subscribe button and join us here on the Visibility Hacking channel. We've got tons of videos out for you, and we got new videos every Monday to Friday, and definitely check out our shorts. We're having a blast creating those for you. So check those out, hit the subscribe button, ring that bell, you know, all those fun things. Next up, we are going to compare the quality of video that's coming out of our different camera options so that we can see how this actually pans out. But we're not going to do this in the studio up here. We're going to go down to our live stream studio and check it out there in situ, so that when you check us out on Friday night live, here live on our YouTube channel, you can check out the quality of video that is coming out of this camera. So, quick transition. Well, howdy and welcome down to the live stream studio. Let's test out our new camera. This camera that you're seeing me on right now is actually the built-in webcam on our iMac, and that's what we've been using for so long. But it's time to test this new upgrade. So bear in mind, there are still a ton of settings that we have to play with, but this is the first out of the box. We've adjusted just a couple settings so that we get some clean HDMI, and let's check it out. So if I switch over, we have our webcam over here, and are you ready? Roll that drum roll for me. Here we go. This is what we get with the new R7. So you can see webcam over here and R7 over here. Pretty cool. You get a lot more contrast. You can see my shirt's a different color, my hair is a different color. There's a lot more contrast that's coming out in our R7. A lot more detail. You can see a lot more of what's going on my skin texture, my hair texture. That's pretty cool. But we can also see that there's a bit of light sensitivity happening, a little bit of granularness, a little bit of grain showing up in the R7. So we're going to have to play with those settings a little bit, but that's something that we will explore. So you're going to have to come back and check out what our camera setup looks like once we have it all dialed in. Oh, welcome back. So that is pretty cool to check out. See it live, as I've already mentioned, on Friday Night Live. Can't wait to see you over there. Definitely hit the subscribe button so you can check out the show the second it goes live. I will see you over there. Until I do, my friends, remember I love you. Be excellent to each other. Check out this video if you want to know more about building your brand online. And be excellent to each other. I love you. Mwah! Peace. Did I forget my own closing?